James Comer is ending his impeachment attempt the same way he started it, looking like a pathetic little weenie. So he announced in a fundraising email that basically his job here is done. It wasn't done, he didn't do it, but he's done with it, okay? So let's read a little bit of what he announced here. It's clear that Democrats will choose their party over their country and the truth at every turn. They should be ashamed of themselves. That's why I'm preparing criminal referrals as the culmination of my investigation. So it's culminating with these criminal referrals. And we'll return to the last bit of that in just a sec. But he had earlier told Fox News that accountability in this case looks like criminal referrals. And if you don't really follow politics that much, that sounds kind of serious. Oh my God, they investigated the president and there are criminal referrals coming? Does that mean a criminal case is coming? Does that mean Joe Biden is gonna go to jail? Probably not. Criminal referrals from someone like James Comer are non-binding recommendations from Congress to the DOJ, which has its own discretion to decide whether to act. They can do it. They can do it after a serious, extended process of gathering evidence, weighing the case, and then doing it. Or they can just, like step on 30 rakes in a row like James Comer did, and then say, this really hurts, my nose is broken, I don't want to do this anymore. I guess criminal referrals? And really, that is putting the ball totally in someone else's court. Maybe the Biden DOJ's court, in which case I don't think they're gonna move forward with this because there's no evidence. But what he wants to do is reassure you that this is not surrender. This is not retreat. Just wait. Trump is gonna get him. He closed that funding email saying, when President Trump returns to the White House, it's critical the new leadership at the DOJ has everything they need to prosecute the Biden crime family and deliver swift justice. Yeah, but that's not even what you're saying you're gonna give them. You're gonna tell them that they should investigate him. Okay, I feel fairly confident they were gonna try to do that regardless. What they need from you is evidence of a crime. And you haven't even been able to present something that can pass for that to Judge Jeanine Pirro. So how many favors are you really doing to the Trump DOJ? And so maybe they'll investigate him. Maybe the DOJ will be headed up by Jesse Waters or something. I don't know. Anything's possible in a second Trump term. But this really does feel like the way that this thing was launched, the lofty aspirations, they were gonna take down Biden or something. My God, has it really collapsed since then? Maz, what do you think?
Just what a goofball, really. I mean, like you said, a criminal referral is just a recommendation of sorts. It's like he wrote a Yelp review. After all that, he wrote a Yelp review. He's like, you should, your potatoes were a little overcooked. Look into that. It is so, again, it's such a bald-faced lie and a waste of time. Looking at the fact that it was such a waste of time, I would encourage anyone who votes for these people, whether it's James Comer or Jim Jordan or Marjorie Taylor Greene or any of these people, look at what they have done, having had leadership of Congress and control of Congress the past few years. What have they actually done? And it really is zero. Like you had that clip of Chip Roy, who's in their party going, give me something to take back to my district to tell them that we did. What did we do? They didn't do anything. They just ran around in circles, trying to find ways of doing false equivalency. Everyone, it's such an obvious thing that if we try to impeach Joe Biden, if the word impeach and Biden are even somewhere in a headline, people that aren't paying attention are gonna look at that and go, see, it's all political. Biden's doing it, Trump's doing it, everyone's doing it. No, Trump is a very different case. Trump clearly asked another country to get involved in the elections here. Trump clearly tried to overthrow a democratically elected president. I mean, it's his crimes are such real crimes, and these other people, they have all of these just loose threads that they're going off of. And again, if James Comer is in my district, whether I'm a Republican or whatever, the next day I'm gonna register to vote against him and just kick his butt to the curb because it's a waste of time and he's just it's just waste of energy.
Yeah. And you're 100% right about that. They need to deliver headlines. Biden impeachment. It doesn't have to say Biden was impeached or Biden, like it really looks like he should be impeached. Just he's being investigated. And they get a major assist by right-wing media that will pretend month after month, oh, this is very compelling. I find this nothing you've presented to me to be very persuasive. Meanwhile, they're like 24/7 shouting that the Trump fraud case in New York, there's no crime. There's no crime. I mean, they've literally been shown the valuations for all the properties with what Trump kept claiming they were worth. And that's nothing. But the nothing that was provided them by James Comer for Biden is super compelling. So much so that they needed to talk about it virtually every day for multiple years. So, without the right-wing media, this wouldn't have worked at all. But honestly, as embarrassing as this is, it kind of accomplished their goal. Every right-winger in the country thinks that Biden should have been impeached. None of them can explain for what, but they are very persuaded.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.